Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Annisa Siregar and I am from University of North Sumatra. I want to explain about Chapter 5, Computer Fraud. As accounting information system grow more complex to meet our escalating needs for information, companies face the growing risk that their system may be compromised. Survey shows that 67% companies had security breach, over 45% were targeted by organized crime, and 60% reported financial losses. There are four types of accounting information system threats a company faces are: the first is natural and political disaster. For examples are fire or excessive heat, flood, earthquakes, landslide, hurricane, tornadoes, and snowstorms, war and attacks by terrorists. The second is software errors and equipment malfunctions. It is hardware and software failure, software error or bugs, operating system crashes, power outage and fluctuations. The third is unintentional acts. It is accident caused by human carelessness, innocent error and omissions, loss, erroneous, destroys, or misplaced data, logic error. The fourth is intentional acts or computer crime. For examples are sabotage, misrepresentation, false use or unauthorized disclosure of data, financial statement fraud, and corruption. Introduction to fraud. Fraud is gaining an unfair advantage over another person. Legally, for an act to be fraudulent, there must be a false statement, representation, or disclosure, a material fact, which is something that induces a person to act, an intent to deceive, a justifiable reliance, the person relies on the misrepresentation to take an action, an injury or loss suffered by the victim. White-collar criminals. Most fraud perpetrators are knowledgeable, with requisite access, skills, and resource. Coercion is dishonest conduct by those in power which often involves action, illegitimate, immoral, or incompatible standards. Investment fraud is misrepresenting or leaving out facts to promote an investment with little or no risk. Misappropriation of asset is the theft of company asset by the employees. A typical misappropriation has the following important elements are: gain the trust of confidence of entity being defrauded, uses trickery, cunning of false information, conceal the frauds, rarely terminates the frauds, sees how easy to get extra money, spends the ill-gotten gains, grows careless as time passes. Fraudulent financial reporting is intentional or reckless conduct, whether by act or omission, that result in materially misleading financial statement. SAS number 99, the auditor's responsibility to detect fraud are understand fraud, discuss the risk of material fraudulent misstatement, obtain information, identify, assess, and respond to risk, evaluate the result of their audit test, document and communicate findings, incorporate a technology focus. Who perpetrate fraud and why? Some fraud perpetrators are disgruntled and unhappy with their jobs and seek revenge against employees. Computer fraud typically younger and possess more computer experience and skills. Some are motivated by curiosity, knowledge, and challenge beating the system. Some are to gain stature in the hacking community. This is the fraud triangle. It is opportunity triangle, regionalization triangle, employee pressure triangle, and financial statement pressure triangle. The first is pressure. Pressure is the person's incentive or motivation for committing fraud. There are three types of pressure. There are financial, emotional, and lifestyle. Financial is living beyond one's means, bad investment and tax avoidance. Emotional is excessive greed, ego, pride, performance not recognized, job dissatisfaction, and caution by top management. Lifestyle is gambling habit, drug or alcohol addict, and family pressure. Opportunity is condition or situation, including one's personal habit that allows a perpetrator do three things. The first is to commit the fraud, to conceal the fraud, is lapping is concealing the thief of cash by means of a series of delays in posting collection and account receivable. Checking is creating cash using the lag between the time a check is deposited and the time it clears the bank, and convert the theft on misrepresentation to personal gain. And the three is rationalization. It allows perpetrators to justify their legal behavior. In other words, perpetrators rationalize that they are not being dishonest. Dishonestly is not required of them. Computer fraud. Computer fraud is any fraud that requires computer technology to perpetrate it. The rise in computer fraud is not everyone agrees on what constitutes computer fraud. Many instances of computer fraud go undetected. A high percentage of fraud is not reported. Many networks are not secure. Internet sites offer step-by-step instruction on how to perpetrate computer fraud and abuse. Law enforcement cannot keep up with the growth of computer fraud. Calculating losses is difficult. This is the computer fraud classification. There are 5 computer fraud classifications. The first is input data. Input data is it requires little skill. Perpetrators need only understand how the system operates so they can cover the tracks. The second is processor fraud. It includes unauthorized system use, including the theft of computer time and service. The third is computer instruction frauds. It includes tampering with company company software illegally, using software unauthorized. Data fraud is illegally using company, browsing, searching, or harming company data constitutes data fraud. The biggest cause of data breach is employee negligence. And the last is output fraud. Is unless property, safeguard, displayed, or print output can be stolen, copied, or misused. Fraud perpetrators use computers to forgive authentic-looking outputs such as a paycheck. Preventing and detecting fraud and abuse. It is like install fraud detection software, implement a fraud hotline, create an audit trail, conduct periodic external and internal audits. Motivate the employees to report fraud by implementing whistleblower rewards and protecting for those who come forward. So that's it, guys. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.